Hello friend, it's Colrain or Colrain Tarot here on YouTube. Today I wanted to do a pick a card reading that was a little bit more fun and something that I feel like you can use at any time. This is completely timeless. This is whenever you find this is going to read you. But I want to describe your aesthetic. So what kind of energy are you putting off to others? What energy do people associate you with too? I kind of want to describe a little bit maybe of your appearance or just about the energy exchange that you are engaging with on a larger scale. And also this can be your self-concept a little bit as well, because sometimes our aesthetic or our idea of ourselves is a little different than what other people think. So I just want to get into all of that for you today. And I hope that this is something that is fun and uplifting right now. So as you cast your gaze across the piles, I decided not to set the intention with you today, but I did light this with the intention that this, as always or as usual, is going to deliver messages to you that are of the highest and greatest good and of the alignment that you are naturally fit with at this moment in time. So whenever you find this reading, this is going to be synced up with whatever life path that you're on at the moment. So in order to get synced in with the energy of this pick a card reading, I'd like you to take a couple moments right now just to get into your body, center yourself, get in touch with your higher self as well. Take a few deep breaths. And each pile also has a song. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And then I will go in depth and have the songs linked in the description with each of the piles. So without further ado, if you selected a pile, you can go ahead to the description right now and find the timestamp. Otherwise, you can pause if you need a little bit more time, but I'm going to get into it. Hello, Pile 1. If you selected Pile 1 or the song Reborn by Kids See Ghosts, then this is going to be your aesthetic reading. So I'm gonna just look into kind of the vibe that you give off and maybe some colors in your aura and how you use your energy and all that. So I want to start with these oracle cards up here because this sacral chakra and the Merkaba coming out for you is telling me that you are someone who's lighthearted and fun and really comes off as a free spirit and somebody that when people really get to know you, especially, they see this really wise, intellectual, spiritually gifted side, especially with healing and prophecy coming out. I feel that these are things that have come into this path, into your life from a past life. If you're not really into past life things, take that as it resonates. It may just be something that was innate within you in childhood, but there's something about your aura and about your energy that is healing, and you deliver prophetic messages, I feel, to people. So you will speak things like prophecy. So the things that you say to other people as well, I feel that people have a really strong respect for you because they acknowledge this spiritual gift that you carry within you. Also with the Son of Swords here, this owl, this is highlighting your wisdom again, but this owl is coming in and cutting through things. It's a very strong and directed and pointed energy. So your aesthetic here, I feel that this can be that you sometimes have darker things in your aesthetic, the way that you present yourself. You may wear things that are kind of weapon-like too. I'm just picking up on this is the one thing that's kind of out of place in this reading. Also with the spider web, you may have those stereotypically darker kind of things that you wear. So but I feel you do it tastefully. You'll throw some glitter on there or something. I don't know what you might like to do, but I feel that also the Daughter of Pentacles here in reverse, this is the Page of Pentacles, so it's slow and earthy, but it's in the reverse, and it has the rainbow on here. I feel that there's something that you may be kind of hiding from the world, a more wild side that you don't really present. So people may not think, oh wow, wild, crazy rainbow colors when they just look at you. So your physical appearance may not reflect your aesthetic all that much, is what I'm getting from this. But I do feel if people know who you are, they know that you appreciate some fucking orange, so there's just so many colors going on, and I just feel it's really cool, and it's very otherworldly as well. I feel that you may enjoy alien type stuff or things that are just very out of this world. And with the Nine of Cups here too, I feel that people may see you as the the jovial friend. Like they may see funny things and like really resonate with that and be like, oh, I need to send this to so and so, like they're gonna laugh at this. I feel that a lot of like your aesthetic is involved around things that make you happy and things that bring you joy and things that are like fun, and you like to converse about them with your friends. I feel that you may also be really connected in with like a soul tribe or like a soul group of friends, or coworkers or like family members or something with this like web here. I feel that you may mirror a lot of other people around you, kind of, or you guys all have similar things that you enjoy, or like similar energy bodies. I feel that you have a lot of like earthy energy, but also some fire energy. You have some like feminine energy, regardless of your presentation or your gender presentation or like orientation. There is a certain like nurturing and healing and like I don't know, that like seductive kind of like Venus energy that you have going on, especially with these animals. Animals may also be something that you use a lot to like kind of describe yourself, or like animal spirits may be something that you connect with easier than human spirits as well. But there is something that has to do with like, you're a very healing person, and you may, if you do like wear colors a lot, I'm feeling that a lot of you are a little bit more earthy, and you're kind of, it's almost like Star Wars, like where it could hypothetically exist on Earth, like the way that they wear those robes and stuff and some of the outfits that people wear. But it's not really like earthy, you know. You might throw some colors in there or something fun every once in a while, but when you do, it's kind of, I feel like it's much like these pastel colors here, or they're like exciting, vibrant, childlike kind of colors. Not to say that you're childlike, I just feel that there is a childlikeness to your like energy signature. And also with Reborn there, the song, I feel that you may have, with this like hidden aspect, you may have just a little bit of yourself that you're trying to rebirth, that you're trying to push out, that you're trying to like explain. And I feel it has to do with your spiritual side. Like there's something that has to do with your spirituality also, with this kind of pointing towards it. And like the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it's like it's hard, scary to maybe work your way through all of the different points and like your social networks and all the people that you know to like kind of explain who you are. But I feel that there is a certain amount of you that's kind of trying to like push out of the surface. Like you're trying to break free on some level and trying to like allow yourself to really come into your like spiritual identity in the physical, and like realize that and make that part of like who people see you as well. So otherwise, I was super honored to read for you today, pile one. This was pretty quick. I intend that this finds you exactly when you need, and that any messages that were meant to find you resonate with you and stay with you past this video. Otherwise, I will see you in another video. Bye. Hello, friend. If you selected pile 2 or Story by Odie, then this is going to be your aesthetic reading. So immediately when I flipped over these cards, there's an obvious draw towards water energy, and specifically Scorpio. So you may have like a lot of like Pluto influence or Scorpio influence in your chart. But we have the Ace of Cups here, we have the Three of Cups, and then the Page of Cups in reverse, and also the Seven of Cups, and then the Six of Swords in reverse. So these are your tarot cards, and then we have Transition and Coherence over here for oracle cards, kind of describing your aura. And then down here, on terms of like a spiritual aesthetic, or how like others pick up kind of on your energy, we have Impromptu in reverse, and then Robbery. So I feel that there's something about you and something about your aesthetic that is a little bit chaotic. It's not organized, like it's not one thing or the other, but it's like rather kind of like a collection of many different things. It's like you've absorbed many different kind of pieces of certain presentations, certain aesthetics, you know. So I feel that it's gonna be a little bit different for a lot of you, but I am feeling that this is more of like a darker aesthetic, especially with your like aura colors being these really deep blues and purples, and like you have a really strong like heart chakra element, and like it can be like this deep green color that I feel as well is something that is prominent in your energy system. And this just means that you are somebody that I feel that you're like a very peaceful communicator. You're not one to like start riots or like start people yelling at each other, but you're gonna definitely have some strong words to say. I guess that's how you'd put it nicely, but oops. You might have some like strong words to say, I guess, to somebody if they push you the wrong way or push your buttons. And I feel that is something that is part of your presentation. And especially with like this number 13 here, kind of reducing to a 4, and then like this reducing to a 7, but 4 and 3. I just feel that there's like a certain amount of presence to the way that you present yourself. So if you like dress in all dark colors or something, it elevates that like intimidation factor. But there's not like, you're not without your softness as well. I feel that with the 7 and the 3 of cups, I feel that people can see you as being like a party person, or you may be somebody that parties a lot, or there's something about like maybe you smoke cigarettes or something. People kind of see that as part of your aesthetic on some level. But also you may be somebody that like is involved in like LGBTQ type of activism, just with both of these like rainbows coming out. So people may kind of see like your orientation, if that is something that you identify with, they may see that as part of like who you are. You may fit like certain stereotypes too. And that's just like something that you've like willingly taken on though, like, and you enjoy that stereotype, I guess, that you get from that. With the Ace of Cups, I feel that this is more of like you being a never ending like cup for your own self in some way, or like you kind of fill your own cup constantly. I feel that you're somebody that you may like be emotional a lot, or you may have a lot of like emotional presentation, and people can kind of tell where your emotions are at just based on like how you're interacting with people. But I feel that this like emotional self is kind of what fuels, like, I feel that a lot of you are artists too, and like part of that art comes out through who you are and like how you present yourself. I feel that there's like a strong it's almost like subconscious thing about like your art. So your art may say stuff to you like on a spiritual level, especially with this impromptu being in reverse. It may say things to you like about who you are that you're not even like conscious of, I guess. And so it may just be that like the way that you express yourself through colors or through like shapes or through like certain clothing items or whatever, or like the things that you have in your physical space, like the things that you have up in your house too, they may just be kind of like intuitive to you. I feel that there's a lot of like you operating on your intuition. But I also feel that there's a certain amount of sadness. Like you may have had to hide this part of yourself for a long time. I'm just picking up on that with like this in reverse, like 6 of Swords energy. You may have like left a certain part of you behind that it may come and like catch up to you on some level. Like I feel that some people may sometimes like try and bring up like, oh, remember when you were like this, you know, and you're like, that was another life, like that was another me, like don't bring that up. So I feel that there's some kind of like struggle sometimes, and that may be why you have certain like pieces that you've picked up from different like groups of people, or like different stereotypes of what people like, what they're, you know, how they present themselves like artistically. And then robbery also, I think that that's just your guides or whoever channeled these messages to you kind of being cheeky, that you may have like almost stolen things from people, or you feel that you've like picked up little bits of other people. Otherwise I feel that this is, it's unique. Like you are definitely being very much you, but I feel sometimes you're worried that like you're being too much like other people. So there's a certain amount of like needing to set yourself apart from others, and that can be something that's like weighs heavy on like your emotional self, because I feel that there's a lot of like, with this transition, you want to shock people, you want to bring people together and like make people excited and like be celebratory and be kind of like this out there like exciting type of person. But sometimes it's a matter of, again, coherence, like bringing it all together and making it all work in the way that you want it to work, and like say what you want your appearance to say, and the things that you like and the things that you buy and all that. Before I go, I want to read to you from the guidebook, just on impromptu. In reverse. So it says, in reverse, this card means that planning is necessary in order to achieve your goals. Sit down and write what it is that you want and what steps it may take to make your dream a reality. Planning is required. Yeah, so like planning out kind of how you want people to see, like the things that you like, you know, the things that you use to define yourself. Also, I apologize for any background noise. I have people in my home, but just, I feel that there's like a certain amount of like trying to make this cohesive that is difficult for you, but it's because you're saying so many things, and you also may like not be sure exactly, like you may not have fully harnessed that like aesthetic for yourself. But I feel that going within and like checking in with yourself each time and like giving yourself grace to like, I don't know, not know what you want and like try different things out is going to be really helpful for you. Otherwise, that's all I'm getting, pile 2. I hope that this resonated, and I hope that this was some fun and, you know, brought you some kind of like clarity today. Otherwise, I will see you in another video. Bye. Hello, pile 3, or if you selected by song, your song is When You Were Made by the Growlers. I'll let you see that just in case. But I'll have a link to that in the description as well. Otherwise, this is going to be your aesthetic reading. So what I'm picking up on for you guys is like just something really simple. I feel that there's not a lot of fuss to your energy. There's not a lot of like push and pull, I guess. I feel that you guys are younger. Even if you're not, maybe you're young in spirit, but there's a certain amount of youthfulness to you. And I feel that that's like, maybe I'm just picking up on you being really connected to your young self, or there's something that like you really found who you were in your youth. There's something like that. I feel you know that you know yourself really well, and you kind of carry yourself with this air of like this magic. I feel that this magic is really kind of describing your energy body, like your aura, and I want you to see it up close because it's like this really beautiful purple violet aura. I don't know, it's very striking, but it also has a little bit of pink, so there's like some amount of like flirtiness, kind of softness to you. I feel that animals may be drawn to you a lot, or you're just very connected to them. I feel that people may use animals to describe you a lot or something, but synergy, I feel, is descriptive maybe more of like the way that you present yourself. So you may like this may be like more on like an energy level, like people are picking up on this like purple, like crown chakra, third eye, like more of your spiritual side. But then the way that you present yourself, I feel, is a little bit more like bright and fun. I'm getting like palm patterns. You may like Hawaiian shirts or something for some reason. Also, I'm picking up on anime. Like with this light pink color, I feel that you may really sometimes experiment with that kind of like girly cutesy kind of a thing. With the 9 of Pentacles too, I feel that you are somebody that expresses yourself through a lot of accessories. Your aesthetic is kind of through like all these little, like you make it really well known. Like you also may have like phone case, or like, I don't know, you just like to decorate things. I feel that you're like a decorator. You may have a lot of like Taurus energy or something, but like you like to kind of like put your mark or like your stamp on everything. With the 4 of Swords in reverse, I am getting this as more of like, I don't know, like it's not anxious, but it is very quick, flighty type of energy. So like maybe it's kind of like fairy energy in some way. You also have Justice and the Father of Swords in reverse, and this is interesting because there is a lot of like air energy coming out for you too. So you may be, I definitely feel like you have a lot of like fairy type energy, or you have at least like kind of that like cutesy, dainty kind of energy to you. Not to say that you necessarily have to present in that way at all. It's just, this is like kind of what I'm feeling from you. And then the song When You Were Made, it's a little bit not darker, it's like soulful or something. And maybe that's not the right word, but it has that like deep like electric guitar in it and stuff. I feel that you may be somebody that kind of like floats between worlds in terms of like aesthetics. So like you may be like, if your friends all look one way or like present a certain way or like enjoy the same things, you may kind of like be the odd man out, but like you enjoy that. You like kind of standing alone. And I feel that that's part of your aesthetic, is that like you attract attention to you just by being like, you may be like really naturally beautiful, or like you have some kind of like really striking feature to your energy that is just like naturally magnetizing. And I also feel that you have like very angelic, or like almost like baby Cupid type energy to your aesthetic, where it's like very I don't know, it's like sweet and charming and nice, but it's also kind of ancient, or like Aphrodite almost. You may work with her actually, but these cats on the Justice card, that's again kind of like this fairy energy. But people may see that like a lot of your resilience, or a lot of this like delicate type energy is kind of like it's only been able to come out more recently, I feel, or it's like something that's there that kind of works through all the other things. But I feel that you're somebody that like doesn't get to relax all that much. Like I do really feel that you kind of have to put on, you have like fighter type energy. I'm thinking of the Hello Kitty meme, that ACAP one, where she's like, it's so funny because she's like so cutesy, but she's like saying something like punch Nazis, you know, like where it's like super aggressive. And that's really funny to me, because you have this warrior in reverse. So it's like, maybe you don't have to fight that hard, but like you're gonna fight the good fight for, you know, just for fighting's sake. And that's also kind of reflected here with like the King of Swords and like the Four of Swords in reverse. And then give it time. I also feel that like you have this like really nice, like cute, this is that like pale pink aesthetic. I feel like if I had to describe your aura in one word, it would be like pink. But you have this like kind of, I feel like you have an artistic vision on some level, where you kind of want to utilize your aesthetic to kind of like draw people to what you think, or like a message that you have, or like something that you like, a conversation that you want to have about like society, but it's like not quite here, and you're like kind of having to fight for it. I want to read from the guidebook on warrior just to see what number is that. 32. Okay. You have fallen out of your warrior energy. Do not allow others to take your power. Regain your strength. A true warrior has a code of ethics and may choose to protect those that need to be protected. Reclaim your power and define what your personal code of ethics may be. Yeah, so like you have a definite strength that comes through in your like in the way that you express yourself artistically or like aesthetically. And I definitely think that it's something that you're like cultivating, and it might be just that you're like working on a karmic lesson. I feel, especially with the Justice card coming out, you may be working through some kind of karma that's making it so that you feel really detached from your like usual self that's kind of like decorating everything and making everything pretty. I would recommend listening to the song When You Were Made by the Growlers. It may have a message for you. Otherwise, this was an honor to read for you, Pile 3. I hope that this resonated, and I hope that you were able to gain some kind of insight about yourself, or just affirm something about yourself that you already knew. I will see you in another video, and I'm going to move on to Pile 4. Bye! Hello, Pile 4. If you selected Pile 4 or the song Social Cues by Cage the Elephant, then this is going to be your aesthetic reading. So, right off the bat, I mean, I'm going to say the obvious. You definitely have a green aura. Like, 100% you're working out of the heart chakra. I mean, it even came out. And then compassion, like, on top of it, in case you were, you know, doubting that at all. I feel that you are definitely somebody that reminds people of like the natural beauty of the world. Your aesthetic may be really rooted in like the natural world, so you may have a lot of plants around you. You may be somebody that wears a lot of green, a lot of brown, a lot of tan, a lot of like burnt orange type of color, or like have that around your space. Like it may not even be how you present. I just feel that you try and draw from like natural elements when you're like incorporating how you want to like artistically express yourself in this world. With the Four of Wands and then the Hanged Man in reverse, I feel that you're somebody that is like, you don't want to fuss too much about like the things that you buy or like the way that you express yourself. Like you don't really want to like be that person that's like sitting in front of the mirror like doing their makeup for like 2 hours. Like that's not really you. There's a certain amount of like you need to like go against the grain and do things like differently than other people, and it's like rebellious, but also like I'm not gonna fuss with that. Like it's just easier for me to like not have to worry about all that stuff. But I feel that like the way that you express yourself is purely energetic, and it's something that's like really really cool. And it may be that you're very like you present very, you know, artistic or whatever. Like you may be somebody that like comes off as being very unique or very like out of the box, especially with your song being social cues. It's like I don't really want to have to fill this role, I guess. You may also, that's really interesting with the fours too, and you also have 44 and then 4 for the heart chakra. There's just a lot of fours here, so that may be like an angel number for you. But there's something about like restriction or feeling like there's a certain amount of your expression that is restricted. I'm also like totally noticing that, like how this is kind of this blue, which stands for like the throat chakra, is like encased in these wands. So it may be that like a certain amount of your expression you feel doesn't fully align with like what you know your heart truth to be. And I feel that right now like you may be trying to like cultivate like how can I make like a social impact with like how I present myself. That's just something that I'm picking up for some of you. With the Son of Cups in reverse, I feel that there's like definitely you like to kind of like experiment with like grunginess or like a gothic nature sometimes. There's also with this bat too, like I can't deny that. And like the Son of Cups, like this is even there's not light coming from this card, like there's darkness kind of coming out of it. So but the thing itself is light. So I feel that like it's not that you're trying to match your energy by showing like, oh, I'm like this depressed person or whatever. I feel like it's completely the opposite. You're trying to show like the beauty in death. Like there's definitely like a macabre kind of a energy to you. With movement and the maze, these both have really similar energy to me. And I feel that people may be really confused by you, or like your aesthetic may be something that like you feel is somewhat of like you figuring yourself out. And so like in the process of figuring yourself out and like liberating yourself from like these like roles that you felt that you had to fill throughout your life, once you do that, you're really gonna like things are gonna fall in line. And all of these, I mean, the elements even here has a 4, like a certain quality of 4 to it. It may be that like you're really just on a foundational level, like trying to figure out, okay, like I have this simplicity, I have this basicness to myself, like not to call you basic or anything, like, but it's just like that natural element. That's what I mean by basic. Like you have that with the elements here too. Like you really like to draw from nature, but you're like, how can I do that in this like artificial world? I feel that you feel very like out of place in the world. I don't know. There's just something about you not being able to fit in, and like your aesthetic is kind of like hard for you to find in this world. Again, oh my God, with the 4s, I looked at the clock and there's 444. So like that's definitely an angel number for you. And I feel like you should like meditate on asking like, what does the number 4 signify for me? I want to read from the Maze, which is card 9. Okay, the maze in reverse means that we learned enough from being in the maze stage where life can take us when we just go with the flow. However, there is no need for structure and direction. This indicates a time of planning. Ask yourself, where do I see myself a week from now, 2 months from now, 5 years from now? What does the end of my journey look like, and what does that ideally look like to me? Can you picture it to manifest it? This leads into the manifestation stage where your thoughts and visualizations are now wanting to come true. Guide them with your intent and trust and construct them with your divine will. Okay, and I think that's really clear. I think that is like what I've really been picking up on. It's like this like natural, like really core, like heart sense of yourself that you have that is in conflict with like things that other people have told you that you need to fulfill. I feel that like you really need to like kind of carry up your burdens, like pick up your burdens and like figure out how to not worry about like artistically expressing yourself like necessarily like in a visual way, but doing it through like energy. I feel that like a lot of people rely on like visual aesthetics, but I feel like for you, like you have you have like the energy. It's just more of like how you direct it in the earth plane. And that's why like you're kind of like trying to figure out how to do it, and you may be moving things around and trying to figure out, okay, what can I control, what can I not control, like what gives me freedom, what liberates me, what makes me feel safe, what makes me feel like I'm being authentic. So it's really like searching for authenticity right now. But I would explore more of this like earthy kind of side to you. I would go out in nature, or like just see what kind of like herbal things or like plants like kind of inspire you, and use those as like inspiration for like aesthetic things for yourself. Otherwise, also looking into your own chart and seeing how the stars, like cosmic planet, like planetary influences, like how that like elementally influences you. So like, for example, like I'm a Leo, and I have a very strong Leo influence in my chart, and so I have a lot of like fire energy. So like for me, experimenting with those like fiery colors might, you know, make me feel excited, or like actually using fire itself, even though I know I say this as my candle is completely like dying, but working with fire for me can sometimes really elevate my energy and help me feel like that vitality come back. So that's the last kind of message that I have here with this elements card. Otherwise, it was such an honor to read for you today, pile 4. I hope that you enjoyed this like short kind of fun aesthetic reading. I will see you in another video, and I hope that you have a blessed day. Bye.